I've been noticing a lot that business owners are retiring all across communities that I've been working with and in my own community. It seems like this is an issue that is not just happening in one community or in Minnesota, but happening across the country. And I know that you've done some work on this to think about why is business succession important? And really, more importantly, what can community leaders do to position themselves to get the best situation after all the businesses retire? Can you share me a little bit more about that?
In 2016, actually, our team, the University of Minnesota Extension, did some research around successful transitions, and we were able to identify some of the ways that communities are supporting business transitions and can support business transitions successfully. And we found that there are 4 categories of activity that communities can undertake to support this. The first one was really about getting organized. So who in the community can be a champion for this? Is it the Chamber of Commerce? Is it the economic developer? Who's that person or a couple of people who can really help organize around this question of business succession? Then the other part of that is assessing the local situation, looking at the community, the businesses in the community that might be nearing retirement age, looking at the resources that are available that could support transition. So, who are the attorneys in town, the transition advisors, the accountants? Does this SBDC, the Small Business Development Center, in your community or in a nearby community have programming that supports succession planning and the actual transition and exit?
What was the second one?
The second one was really about raising awareness with the business owners and encouraging them to plan for succession. So promoting the resources that are available, raising awareness about the importance of succession planning. So sometimes businesses don't think about it until, they're just ready to retire in 2 months and they haven't really prepared their business or themselves for that exit. Communities can also think about reducing the barriers to succession planning for owners. So owners were saying the cost of succession planning, time commitments required, they're concerned about confidentiality, and they really don't know why they would need to plan. So reducing some of those barriers is another way that communities can be supporting business succession.
And what was the third?
Yeah, the third was around supporting successful ownership transition. So helping businesses think about keeping accurate financial records, helping them get a professional business valuation to identify whether they can sell the business for the amount that they really want to or think they can, or if they can't, are there some improvements that they can make that would increase that valuation as they get closer to sale? How can they increase the value of their business? And connect buyers and sellers to resources, and identifying those key intermediaries, the bankers, the accountants, transition advisors, really engaging them in the conversation and discussion to support successful ownership transition.
It sure sounds like there are things to do. And I know you mentioned was a fourth one that you identified, a fourth theme. What was that?
It's supporting successful leadership transitions. I mentioned, just a few minutes ago about supporting the ownership transition. That's like the actual transaction of the ownership. And this is really more about the personal side of the transition. So this revolves around creating a community climate that welcomes new people and businesses. So thinking about how does your community do that now? How could it do it better? I was on a call recently with a community that is planning to do a welcome wagon for new businesses as they transition. So reaching out to somebody who just bought the car wash up the road. So to welcome them and thank them for investing in the community. Another thing to think about is developing a leadership succession guide that could be used by the owners who are leaving to really document the processes, the key customer relationships, the key supplier relationships, marketing plans, that sort of thing. And then the idea of creating a mentorship, so connecting new owners with existing businesses in the community so that they have someone to go to when they have questions about opportunities or resources. So that's the kind of what's encapsulated in supporting leadership transition.
And we see that sometimes, right? That it happens on its own. It's kind of informal, that business owners in the community support each other and they kind of look out for the up and coming next generation of owners. And sometimes the people who sold the business, they might stay on for a little while. But I think what I'm hearing you say is those things, that social side of this, has to be more intentional, that there's opportunities for it to be more intentional.
Exactly. And it's an important part of the holistic approach to supporting business succession. So don't forget about it.